Hello, I'm Noah, and this is why you shouldn't have an art style. Kind of crazy, right? I think that on social media, it's kind of normalized to have like a very specific style and like want to draw a very specific way, and you want people to be able to recognize your art and be like, oh, that's this person, oh, that's this person. However, I think that the concept of having your own art style and like the pressure to create your own and like all that stuff is actually not benefiting young artists. The first thing is that it can be really fun to experiment with different types of styles and different ways of drawing things. On my Instagram and on the other places where I post my art, I get a lot of comments that are like, I love your style, I love the way you draw this, I love the way you do that, and I'm like, thank you. But at the same time, I don't necessarily think of it as my style rather than the way that I draw things. Sometimes I do draw and it deviates from my style in some way. And that's just because I'm experimenting and because I'm growing. Sometimes I feel like drawing like this. And then other times I sit down and it ends up like this. Very different, but it's still created by me and it's still my art. When I was in my senior year of high school, I was seeing a lot of the younger kids in the art programs being really stressed about creating their specific type of style and being known for that style. And I honestly think that it was preventing them from growing on their own as an artist. I'm guilty of this too. When I was younger, up until I was like, I think 16 or 17, I was like, I need to have a style. And I would do so many studies on like famous illustrators that I enjoyed and trying to understand the way they draw and like the way that they build up their art. I noticed that I wouldn't draw certain things because it didn't fit the style and it didn't fit what they were drawing. I used to do a lot of studies on like how to stylize eyes, and I would watch videos on how to draw stylized noses, how to find your style of drawing hair and all sorts of stuff like that. And then eventually I was just like, what if I just draw? What if I just draw eyes? What if I just draw hair? What if I just see how it turns out? And some of it is really different, but there's this sort of beauty in the difference of it. That sounds so philosophical, but it's true. It's literally true. I also think that having a set style can add a lot of stress to the art that you create, because then you're always pressuring yourself about how it needs to look a certain way. Don't worry about how it needs to look, you're just creating art. I think this also goes hand in hand with having like a quote-unquote beautiful sketchbook, because I know that in the art community there is that standard of like what we think a beautiful sketchbook is, but a sketchbook really isn't supposed to be beautiful. It's not supposed to be a wonderful work of art on every single page. It's a sketchbook. It's supposed to be where you get your thoughts out, like literally word vomit. Ooh. You vomit your brain onto your sketchbook pages. And there should be tons of different stuff in your sketchbooks. And I say this from like a perspective of it will help your mental health, but also just like help you grow as an artist. My sketchbook has figure drawings and like observational drawings, but then it also has random blobs and stuff that don't really make sense, or just random cats that are not realistic or like not even maybe anatomically correct. They just exist and they're just my little guys and they're there and I love them. Essentially, the concept of having one singular style is inherently limiting to your art and to the art process. It's supposed to be different. Let your stuff be different. Like if you got a sketchbook with a bunch of cute little kawaii little chibi drawings, and then you can draw like an insane hyper realistic hand going like with all the veins and stuff, I'm impressed. That's cool, because being able to draw on a scale shows that you have a real understanding of art and what it means to create. And if you're really worried about being known for a certain style or something, it does come with time. Just draw and draw and draw and draw and draw, and you will see similarities across your art. It will happen on its own. If you like this video, please let me know. And let's start like a conversation. Like let's have a discussion about your thoughts on the art world and the concept of having a style and perfectionism in art, which is maybe something else I should go into. Anyways, thanks so much for watching. Have a good day!